Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today it's going to be a very brief video that I got inspired to make because I saw this Strike Counter Fury node in week 2 of this month's side event. And now typically this isn't a node that we see often. It's pretty much I believe exclusive to Alliance War, top tiers of Alliance War. Therefore a lot of people might be quite unaware of this interaction. And because of it, I decided to showcase it. And on the flip side, possibly it might be quite helpful to you too. And that is to do with the Thing. Now, the Thing does not need any synergies for this to work. I did add in the Fantastic Four synergies just to kind of like increase his ramp up time and stuff like that. But functionality remains the same. The one thing that Thing does need is SIG 200. And you do need to have at least a 5-star Thing for this to work. You see, based on SIG level, obviously, that determines the strength of Thing's protection. Now, checked out the 4-star. Unfortunately, 4-star's protection maximum is only 70%. That means with the 20 rock stacks charges, you only reach 90% of protection and damage reduction. Now, that doesn't quite do when you deal with opponents that have 30, 40, 50 Furies, because even those 10% will just one-shot you. However, on the flip side, if you do have a 5-star Thing, even unranked, and let's face it, 5-star signature stones, are not exactly rare these days. We get them from daily events and things like that. So maybe it's a good opportunity to kind of rank up Thing, because this same Thing that I'm going to showcase right now also works on a few other nodes, which give opponents massive attack increases. And it also works in high rooms in incursions. And that is the fact that Thing is effectively immortal. Because he doesn't have a real or any cooldown timer of triggering protection whilst receiving damage, the cooldown is only for when he triggers protection by charging his heavy attack. You can effectively have close to 100% uptime of that protection. And the way you play this is you just completely ignore Strike Counter node. In fact, you purposely do not throw special attacks in order to maintain as high rock stacks as possible. And then just wait and watch for opponents' Furies to mount up. And then you're going to notice that with every single parry, you're going to be triggering protection. With every single strike you receive, you're going to be triggering protection. Now, again, the only thing that you do want to kind of make sure is that you do have 20 or as close to 20 charges as possible. And then you're also going to be infinitely healing from willpower, for example, if you do have Liquid Courage Double Edge active. Now we're going to be eating a level 3 here, so let's see how that works out. And the level 3 doesn't do all that much damage either. And here at this point we can see that protection is still active, everything's fine. And you can quite virtually cheese the entire quest. In fact, this is how I did majority of the quest yesterday for the science objective. Now, the Thing isn't the quickest fight finisher, but we can see that even a 5-star rank 3 is absolutely immortal in this fight. And you do get infinite healing as well, basically. So you obviously can play more aggressive. Thanks to Wiccan, you can, use some special attacks and all that other stuff, but all of it is, well, absolutely unnecessary. And you can do it in every fight. You do not get to do it only in kind of like the easier fights. Against Mysterio, for instance, absolutely no problem. Against Vision Arcus, Thing is a great matchup as well that is present here, because Vision Arcus needs to armor break you, but he's unable to do so. And here we can see that Mysterio can do whatever it wants, and none of it's gonna matter really. So we're gonna have 20 charges. Let's allow him to use his special too. And the cool thing is you can actually just play recklessly, because if you do happen to mess up and get hit, obviously the Unstoppable is gonna make sure that you have another failsafe, and you're gonna be taking very little damage in the process. So obviously far from the quickest way to do this, but there is something quite fun, quite exciting about being virtually immortal and indestructible, having permanent healing, not worrying about opponents evading or missing because they can't do anything to you anyways, and just striking them. Now, there we go. 100% health, full yellow bar, and 5-star rank 3 thing is just blitzing through. So that's about it for this video. I know it's not, you know, the biggest or most ambitious one, but I did think it's worth showcasing because, again, this interaction in particular is well known to top tier Alliance War players, but not necessarily as popular to anybody who does not play top tier war. So perhaps you can make use of it either now or in future at some point. Again, as I said, it does work with different nodes as well, like ultimate power, for instance, where opponent gains periodically more fury buffs for each debuff that you have inflicted in the fight. Whenever they get enough fury fights, you're always going to have your protection active. It does work very well in high incursion rooms when you're doing incursion pushes, basically making him immortal, so on and so forth. So do with that information as you will. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next month